The No Fate channel, checking in. And on this episode of Dad's Gadgets, we're going to get into the weeds on lighting. For many of you who are trying to either start your own YouTube channel, want to improve your social media content, or if you just want to improve the lighting on your Zoom meetings that you have for work to make yourself look just that much better. Today we've got the Tonor TRL-20, and this is a 12-inch ring light, and as you can see, it's still in the box. So we're gonna open it up and go through all the bells and whistles on this thing to help you decide, hey, what do you really need, what might be overkill, and what might not just get it done, and you might need to kind of penny up some more money. First and foremost, if you just happen to come across this channel, the subscribe button is right down there. On this Dad's Gadget series, I just review a gadget on every episode to help you decide if it's going to deliver on what your expectations are, and most importantly, if it's going to be worth your hard-earned money. Tonor, as far as a company, they make a whole bunch of different electronic pieces of equipment. They're from overseas. They tend to have, at least in my experience, really good value in terms of performance to price ratios. Not all of their stuff is great, but for the most part on the stuff that I've used, 9 times out of 10, it's going to deliver above your expectations. So for YouTube lighting and just for lighting in general, oftentimes people think they need to spend a fortune to get really good lighting, and that's just not true for a number of reasons, especially for social media and YouTube. Keep in mind, most people are looking at your content on their phone, so they've got a very small screen to begin with. Secondly, oftentimes people will frankly multitask. So if you're watching a YouTube channel, they're probably doing 5 or 6 other things. And even YouTube has, if you buy the premium package on YouTube, the monthly premium fee, you can actually listen to YouTube content without actually having your phone screen on. So you shut your screen on and the content will still play the audio, so you're not even looking at the picture itself. So most of the time, lighting is not as important as we believe, especially where people are using their phones, and the technology on the phones has come so much further that it's able to adjust for poor lighting situations. So let's open this up just to see how it looks. Now, as far as price, this comes in at $54 without any coupons, and they almost always have coupons, and I'll put the Amazon affiliate link in the description. Click on the link to see what it is for the price at the time that you're watching this video, because it changes from time to time. So we've got your standard fanfare when it comes to a 12-inch ring light tripod stand. You've got your tripod. Now keep in mind, this is a fairly cheap tripod, okay? It's probably not gonna break on you if you are using it inside your home, but if you do plan to be traveling around with this, let's just face it, it's not gonna stand the test of time. All these tripods tend to come with bags. The only reason you would use the bag is if you decide you're not going to be using the tripod anymore, you tend to put it in the bag and forget about it. So this is a fairly cheap tripod. If you already have a tripod in general, you're not going to want to get this product because you're paying a lot of money for what comes with the tripod, and frankly, it's just you're going to be paying for what you don't need. If you already have a tripod, then you really want to look towards just getting a ring light in general. Now, one of the things that's nice about Tonor is that they do back up their stuff. Even though a lot of their stuff can be cheap, like this tripod, they do back up their stuff with a 2-year warranty, and they're not hard to find. They're actually a fairly big company, and they're not going to kind of disappear on you. So you got some 2-year warranty card and an owner's manual. Then you have the light itself, and this is really what you're paying for with respect to actually getting the light. And there are a lot of different versions of these ring lights. Typically with cost, the bigger the light you get, this is a 12-inch ring light, it costs more money. So if you've got a 10-inch ring light, it's going to cost less money. You get the idea. There's 2 different types that I've found with these ring lights. This one, hopefully you can see this one's almost like a bubble light, almost like a tube light. So there's like LEDs on the inside, but it's a tube light, and that ends up spreading out the light a bit better in my limited non-professional opinion. The other form are these like flat lights that are just really flat, and it's almost like having a bulb like right in your face. Not very nice, and it's very, very hard to get good lighting with those type of bulbs, and they don't tend to last longer. So I do like the fact that this is a tube light. So let's quickly talk setup. You connect the ring light to the tripod, and then if you want to, if you have your phone here, you can actually connect this little phone stand to the light itself, and of course you can do horizontal, you can do vertical. What's nice about this is that if you just want to set up some little front shot, whether you're doing a live feed, whether you are just taking a Zoom class, whether you're just making a quick instructional video, this is nice because it basically comes with everything you need. So this Tonor TRL-20 is something for someone who doesn't have anything and just kind of wants to get their feet wet. $54, you're all in. It does come with the remote control that I have in my hand. These remote controls are for someone who wants to kind of set it up. You're going to be a bit further away from your camera, and you're going to hit the record button or the photo button from further away, or at the very least, you don't have to go behind the camera to kind of set it up. So like in terms of this video, I actually hit the record button and then I walk around and plop my fat bum down. I have like 6 of these. Never use them. I do know some people use them, and depending on your situation, you might use them. It's obviously nice that it comes with it, but you're probably not going to use it. As far as this ring light, one thing you need to know with regards to this ring light is the power source. So this is a USB power source. Now that is good and bad for 2 reasons. Number one, it's good because you can plug it in anywhere. You can plug it in to a wall outlet if your wall outlet has a USB plug, or if you have the connector that you have yourself. Most of us do have connectors that can go onto this USB plug and plug it into the wall. What's also nice is that if you're on the road, if you're making videos from your car or camping or something, it will take an alternate power source. So this is just kind of like a battery backup charger thing. And as you can see, hopefully this won't ruin the shot here. I'll turn it sideways. Boom, you're on. So let's just quickly talk about the settings. Now, this Tonor TRL-20, the settings on this thing are going to be like most of the ring lights that you get, as long as you read the instructions carefully. Almost all of them come with different forms of colors. So let's go through the color. There's warm light, there's white light. Now, I happen to love straight bright blue daylight, but for some reason, if you use too much of it, it's going to blow out your face. And if you're super pale like I am, it's going to make you look like a ghost. This is more of a colorful light, and then this is more of a warmth light. So what's nice about that is that you can figure out what's going to work best for your skin tone, what's best for your environment. And then within each one, you can get stronger or you can go down. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but you can see this is super low. And then let's just skip to this is daylight, super low, and then we'll go super high, right? So you can really lock this in to your specific needs, because obviously if you're really close to your camera, you're going to want to get that light a little bit lower so it doesn't really bounce off and blow up your face like that. Do I think this is a good value for $54? Yes, if you have nothing. If you don't have anything, then this is a really good value for $54, as long as you can. There's probably going to be a coupon code when you click on that link, because it comes with like one-stop shop. You're already on the way. I will say, if you already have a tripod, you can skip this altogether. Tonor and other companies will just sell this light. Okay, you can buy the light, save yourself some money, and just get yourself a 10-inch or a 12-inch light, and you can use your existing tripods or even buy a small mini tripod and set this up. Personally, I have my camera tripod, which is holding my camera, and then I have 2 mini tripods that are fairly cheap with these ring lights on them. And what that allows me to do is to set up the camera right in front of me, but then try to bounce the light just a little bit depending on my situation and where I'm sitting. Overall, I happen to think this is a decent value, and I happen to be a big fan of less is more when it comes to creation. I think the cameras that we use today happen to go a long way, and making sure that you set up your shot correctly is going to do a lot better than having the best lighting, paying for the best lighting possible. So I think you need to put a lot of effort into setting up your shot, setting up what you're trying to deliver, and setting up the right environment rather than focusing on spending a ton of money on lighting. Obviously, you can spend tons and tons of money on lighting, but I don't think it's going to get you very much further than this is. I mean, Pareto's principle, something like this coming in at $50 is going to get you probably 80% of the way to looking super, super professional. And then the other 20% of that way is going to cost you beaucoup dollars. If you are on a budget and you already have like a tripod, then certainly just consider looking for the ring lights themselves. I'll drop a few in the few that I purchased, which again, very cheap. This is a cheap channel. If you haven't been subscribed for a while, you know I'm as cheap as they come. But I'll drop a few of just the ring lights, which I happen to think are really good and versatile, in the description of this video if you already have a tripod and already have a holder for your phone. That's enough. We've already talked too much. Any questions, drop them below. If you came this far in the video, hit that subscribe button. It does help me out. It goes a long way in supporting the channel without costing you anything. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.